Hi and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be making a sort of a picture come shelving assembly unit. Now last Christmas I bought the girlfriend a paint by numbers of one of our Siberian Huskies, and rather than just mounting it on the wall in a boring picture frame, I want to make something a bit nice and a bit unique. So this is going to be made out of spalted beech, because in a future series I will be making a full table and chairs out of spalted beech for our very own dining room. Any questions or comments, please leave them below. Let's get started. Any project, start off on SketchUp and do a quick little mock-up so I can try and work out what it's going to look like. Now this is the main shelving unit here, so the main paint by numbers picture is going to go in the centre here, and then we're going to have pictures drawn by the local artist for all these areas here of some of the other dogs that we have in the kennels. Now these could be used as shelves, as well as, if we don't fill them up with the pictures just yet, it's going to be a sort of a 3D effect sphere almost. It's going to hang on the wall. So here we've got the timber all milled up, ready. I've already cut a straight line using the track saw on one edge to reference off. So we're just going to take our template and work out roughly where we want it on the piece. So this one's got a few nasty bits and splits in it. So we're just going to line it up where we want it, and then draw around it with a Sharpie or a pencil or something. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut out as close to the line as we can with a jigsaw 4 times. So now we've got all 4 pieces cut slightly overside. We're going to use the blue tape and super glue trick to stick the template to one of our pieces, and then we'll use the flush trim bit to cut them to the exact size and shape that we need on all 4 pieces. And then I'm going to do a little 4mm rebate on the back edge for taking the perspex and the pictures. We'll take this to the router table and trim it up, and then we'll repeat the process for all 4 pieces. The router cutters that we'll be using in the table are from Keyblaze and Fixings. Now these were gifted to me. So we've got the R8, which is a bottom bearing router cutter, which we'll use with the template to get the arches, and then to do the rebates we'll use this little R2, which is just a straight router cutter. So now we have all the pieces that we've done on the router table, using the templates to get the exact shape that we did earlier on the CNC. As you can see, the little rebate on either side. This is just to allow the picture mounting cardboard frame and also a piece of perspex to slide in and hold it all in place. Now we're going to do half lap joints to make the main square up. Then I'll use the domino jointer to put the two little side pieces on. So all we need to do now is mark out for the joinery. I've got all the marks on my pieces ready for cut out. One thing you must always remember to do is mark your waste, the bit you're going to cut out. Otherwise you will end up cutting out the wrong bit, and we've all done it many times. So make sure, nice clean lines, mark your waste. So next thing is now I'm going to get one of my Japanese pull saws and I'm going to go ahead and get this all cut out. Take half lap joints, all you need to do is sneak up bit by bit, make sure you get a nice tight joint, and then because it's going to be 4 different ones, we're going to number each one. So this will be 1, then we'll do 2, and so forth. So when you put it back together, you know that you've got the joint absolutely spot on. You know, as well as having the face marked, I have got the back side marked, because you want to get the flat part done with the chisel on both sides to get a nice clean cut. So we'll just check the fit and then we'll clean it up as required. So you can see that it's a little bit tight. Just the first piece, because the lines are still in, so we just need to go back and clean it up to these lines on. A great little tip is if you make sure your workbench is actually clean before you start, any sawdust that you get, scoop it up, put it in a little pot, and we can use this to make a custom coloured filler later on. So next up we just need to put these little shelves at the halfway point. So I bought the centre point, 18mm, taking off the 9mm to give us a reference line. So we'll draw a line off the back edge for here for the domino to reference off. You can see the reference line on the top edge. Now I've marked out for the dominoes, and I'll do this one tight, this one loose, and both these ones on the tight setting, using the pins on the domino for reference. We'll do a full domino how to at a later date. So we're just going to dry fit everything together now. Okay, everything dry fitted, all gone together nicely. What we are going to do is going to go around now and do a little round over on all these edges using a 1/4 inch router. For that I will be using a Keyblazer Fixings R11 cutter for doing that. After we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and get everything sanded ready to take the finish, which will be Rubio Monocoat, again as normal. I will leave a link in the description on the how I finish Rubio Monocoat video. So I did get a little bit of scrap just to set up the exact depth for the round over that I wanted. Now we have that, I'm just going to quickly run round and do all the edges. So now everything's been sanded to P180, we're going to glue it up. I am going to use this little Rockler tray, Rockler brush, Fine and Brilliant. I'm using Tight Bond 2. So we just need to get plenty of glue in there. Obviously the less you can get on the workpiece the better, because we do need to clean that up after the fact. So let's get a bit on there. when you're putting the dominoes in, you don't want to hit them in too fast, too hard, because you can end up blowing out the back of the workpiece because there's only 2 or 3 mil left on the other side. Just get them lined up, especially if you're using dominoes into MDF. So let's give it a little gentle tap. Some in the hole. So, top tip, you see all the squeeze out we get. We do need to get rid of this because finishes will not stick to it. Toothbrush, bit of water, just get right in there. And we just need to scrub it out, like so. Plastic straws can be very handy for getting into corners as well, like that also. What I have done is I did a little shaping on these transitions just to make it flow a little better. I've covered it in wood prep, let it dry, quick denib so it's ready to take the finish. I will be using Rubio Monocoat Pure Oil plus 2C. I'll link a video at the end to how I'd finish in the Rubio process. So let's get started. There we have it. Just got to let that dry now for a couple of days and then we can get it some pictures in it and get it hung up on the wall.